All right, yes, this is another Jaguar Mark II wiring update, tints and hips. Those of you that are bored with these, then you should bugger off now, because this is going to be another video about Jaguar Mark II wiring. Now, there are a number of people out there, or my subscribers, that are dealing with the wiring, and this may be of interest to them. Therefore, all I can suggest to you that are not particularly into the wiring, then I'll see you on another video, because this is going to be more wiring stuff. As you can see, what you're staring at is my old wiring harness. And one of my tips, you can take them and leave them, is save everything until the car is finished and you've got it as it should be. And that could be a strange nut and a bolt, a rusty bracket, a clip, anything like that. And in this case, the wiring harness, because there is useful stuff there and also good reference stuff. Mine for this particular task is to pull any connectors off that I can see. And by connectors, I mean these bullety things. You need a lot of them. There's no two ways about it. You need a lot of these little babies. And the modern Chinese crap ones, well, that's it. They're Chinese and they're crap. They just don't do the job. I bought some new ones, and well, what a surprise, they broke. Now, I'm not saying some of these old ones won't break. They're, 1964 on my particular vehicle, but the chances are that the Prince of Darkness isn't as bad as you think. So just grab them, pull them off. You'll have to give them a clean up. You'll also have to get some muscles, because that one doesn't want to come off. That means that's probably forget about it. And I will now go through and pull all of these off and show you the array afterwards. Okay, that's it for the moment. Okay, this is just a sample, I want to say, of the items I took off of that wiring harness. A lot of the connectors, and you can see that there's the singles, the double, and this one's actually a treble, but they're not joined, touching each other. There are three singles there. A little wire, another little wire, and the fuse here. I would never use that wire, because that's stupid, using these old braided wires, and anybody that does is asking for trouble with a fire. But I wanted the fuse link. I can't tell you where exactly it goes, but I'll look at the wiring diagram and that'll show me. So that's it. Now I've taken those items off. These are a few pieces, and that's what's left of the harness. I will still keep that harness as a reference point, just in case. Whilst I've taken these connectors off, the wires are still next to each other, so I know that they were joined. That's not a problem. All right, let's move on. All right, this one's a word of warning for you all. I decided to clean these up. I thought, okay, they're going engine compartments, so they've got to be gasoline, petrol resistant. So I chucked them in a jar of petrol and get them nice and clean. Well, what I forgot is that, thanks to these fucking EPA assholes, environmental twits, these things are now full of ethanol crap, and that reacts against plastic. What are these made of? Plastic. So, being a tightwad, I've tried to figure out a way around it, and I think I've got it. Shrink wrap. So take out the metal piece, I'll plug in the wires, and I'll either shrink wrap them before or afterwards. I've done these before just to see how this is going to work. If it doesn't, I'll cut it off, and then when I do the new connections, I'll just do the shrink wrap on that. That's the plan. We'll see how that goes, because this gets quite rigid, but we'll see. I think I'm probably going to end up having to take this off, and then once I've got all the connections, you know, just with a little heat gun that I've got. In fact, that's the beastie there. Also over there, you see there's a box from Classic Auto Air. Those are my two new pulleys. Cost me a bloody fortune for two pulleys, for one for the crank and one for the water pump, because I'm putting an alternator in my car, and the original is a twin groove. Well, the alternator isn't twin groove, and as I'm also going to be putting in the compressor, that will not be twin groove. So the simplest thing at the end of the day was just to buy those two pulleys. So that's what I've done. Anybody wants the original twin groove pulleys, send me a offer, gstargarage@gmail.com, and I'm sure we can come to an agreement, and I'll even throw in a twin groove belt for you. How about that? All right, next. Okay, I have just received this package from Classic Auto Air. As you're all aware, I am converting my car to an alternator, and also later on I will be installing a compressor for AC. My current water pump and main crank have twin groove, as you all know, that's standard. So I need single groove, because the alternator is single groove. And this is the water pump pulley, beautifully machined out of lovely aluminium. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? No, that is, oh, that is so, oh, that's quite sexy, that is really. I may have to use different bolts, not sure. And the other one I got, of course, is the crank. And here we go. Oh, look at that one, and that's for the crank. Actually, don't lie. Haha! I think that's the crank. That's the water pump. I'm going to have to check into this, make sure they've sent me the right ones. Yeah, because I would have thought the crank one was bigger, but now looking at the depth of this, that's probably water pump. I tell you what, Gary, let's go to the front of the car, shall we? And have a look. And stop being a prick. Okay, so this is before I fit it to the car. A lovely shiny aluminium pulley, and I've just resprayed this, so I can't pick it up at the moment. I gotta leave it where it lives. I think that looks beautiful. I couldn't powder coat this because of the rubber, you know, the dampening rubber. So I had to spray paint it, and it's okay. It's not something I like, but oh well. Sometimes you just have to accept it, which really sucks it. What is it they say? That chaff's my bit, or well, you know, you figure it out and you tell me what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I've got just the basic 2 bolts in there. I still have the big ass 1 bolt to go in there, obviously through the center, and then the 2 bolts here with the locking tab. Oh boy, now I start looking at this and going, have I put that pulley on the right way round? Oh dear, hang on a second, come for a walk. Walk for your cum, whichever way you want to do it. Okay, this is the one I took off. There it is. Twin groove. Yeah, that's the way it came off. Why is it you doubt yourself? I mean, I'm good, I'm fucking good. But I do shit and I go, really? Is that right? But it is. Look, there it is. It's right. And if anybody wants the twin groove pulley for the damper crank and the water pump, let me know quick. send me an email. You know the address, gstargarage@gmail.com, and that's star with 2 R's. And let me know what you think it's worth, and we'll negotiate from that point. What do you think about that? All right, this is kind of a very strange wrap up. Lots of bits and bobs on the Mark II, but I'm sure you guys are chomping at the bit because I haven't done one for a while. You know, life gets in the way. I got shit to do, and unfortunately, a lot of medical crap, which really pisses me off because it stops me playing with my toys. When I got honeydews, that's fine. You know, I spend a couple of days doing the honeydews and a couple of days in the garage. But when those days in the garage are fucked up because medical shit, that really pisses me off. All right, that's me just getting on my soapbox again. Anyway, so there you go. That is the damper and the crank pulley. I'm gonna let this dry overnight. This paint is fresh, so I can't touch it. And yeah, it's a little blemished, shall we say? So I touched it up, and somewhere on here, something I'm gonna have to find again, isn't it? The timing marks. Oh, I think that's them there. Yeah, that's the timing marks there. So I'm going to have to clean this area here. And I tell you what, I'm probably going to be a little bit gross about it. And I'm going to clean it with cellulose thinners and then mark it. So I may mask it up. When it's dry, mask it up, scrape off an area. Yeah, and shit, that's definitely what I'm going to do. I'm going to mask it off, scrape an area clear, mark the various pieces, or clean it off back to bare metal, highlight it in some way, don't know how yet, and then put it in clear coat. We'll see. That's a task for tomorrow. Oh, I must apologise. Get out in the garage, do some shit.